here today because there's a continuing culture of making working in low-income families, children from those families, pay for the city of Chicago's unwillingness to make those that make more money pay their fair share. So we've been sold a bill of goods that says that they have to close schools because of a budget crisis, but we know that there are hundreds of millions of dollars available in the TIFs, that they just don't have the political will to dedicate to pay the education debt that's owed black and brown communities and dedicate those resources to neighborhood schools. We know that within CPS's budget, there are hundreds of millions of dollars allocated towards privatization for like the Office of New Schools, as opposed to investing in schools that have been historically neglected. So when we say education is a human right, we say education is a human right, and it's the people directly impacted who are making that declaration, not corporations. We are taking over that space that they have occupied. The space that we are taking over is saying that the people directly impacted will raise this as a human rights issue and make sure that, to the best of our ability, the families and the children in CPS will no longer have their schools sabotaged by district policy that looks out for corporations and looks out for banks and then destabilizes the education of African American Latino families. Several of the schools, you have a lot of a feeling of insecurity, instability. You have people that have improved their schools only to watch district policy destabilize those schools. There's a feeling of hopelessness, but there's also a fire. For the first time, after the board vote, you see significant fight back. Parents in neighborhoods, young people in neighborhoods throughout the city are meeting about what are we going to do about this, because we know that this can't just be a wait till next year thing. This can't just be where we wait till the next round of school closes. Eventually, there will be no neighborhood schools. There will be no stable places for our children to go. CPS will close school buildings and then sell them off to the highest bidder, which they're attempting to do right now with McCorkle Elementary School. So on the ground, there's two things. There's great sadness because neighborhood schools are being shuttered, but there's a quiet determination at several schools where parents and students are saying they're not accepting this, and they're organizing to make sure that in the fall we can hit CPS where it hurts. The other thing I like to say is there's a growing consensus for the need for an elected representative school board. There's a growing consensus in neighborhoods throughout the city of Chicago, as far north as Edgewater, as far south as Argyle Gardens, that black, white, brown recognize we need an elected representative school board. It's not a guarantee, but as long as you have these corporate appointed school boards, we don't have a shot. With an elected school board, at least we got a chance.